One of the most chapters in the entire Bible is also. Have you been tolerating Jezebel? Before that can be answered, you probably need to first learn, what does that mean? And secondly, how serious is it to tolerate Jezebel? One of the most disturbing chapters in the entire Bible is also one that gives us various details about the Antichrist. The chapter I'm referring to is Revelation 13. In that chapter, the Antichrist is symbolically represented as a beast with 10 horns and 7 heads, which is first seen as coming out of the sea. The dragon, which is also the devil in Revelation, gives the beast his power, throne, and great authority. That fact is very significant. That is, the Antichrist gets his power and authority from the devil himself. That is fact 1. Fact 2. The whole world will follow the beast or Antichrist. Revelation 13:3 reads, one of the heads of the beast seemed to have had a fatal wound, but the fatal wound had been healed. The whole world was astonished and followed the beast. It seems that the reason why the whole world followed the Antichrist was because one of his 7 heads was healed of a fatal wound. Fact 3. The world society as a whole at the time will be so sinful that people will knowingly worship the devil because they learn it was the devil who gave his authority to the Antichrist. Listen to Revelation 13 verse 4. Men worshiped the dragon because he had given authority to the beast, and they also worshiped the beast and asked, who is like the beast, who can make war against him? This proves that there will be no worldwide revival that will usher in the Lord's return. This also shows the predominant spiritual future of America, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the rest of the world, that is, Satan worship and idolatry. Satan worship will be open and the norm during the reign of the Antichrist. Imagine a society like that. Fact 4. The proud and blasphemous Antichrist will exercise his reign of terror for 42 months. That is 3.5 years. Revelation 13:5 says, the beast was given a mouth to utter proud words and blasphemies and to exercise his authority for 42 months. His rule will be ended when the Lord Jesus returns. In Revelation 19 and 20, we read of this where the Lord Jesus is referred to as the rider on the horse. Then I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and the armies gathered together to make war against the rider on the horse and his army. But the beast was captured, and with him the false prophet who had performed the miraculous signs on his behalf. With these signs he had deluded those who had received the mark of the beast and worshipped his image. The 2 of them were thrown alive into the fiery lake of burning sulfur. Hence, the Antichrist and the false prophet are conquered by the Christ and thrown alive into the fiery lake of burning sulfur. That will occur exactly 42 months after he begins his reign. Fact 5. One of the most shocking and terrifying verses in the entire Bible for Christians is Revelation 13:7, which says, he was given power to make war against the saints and to conquer them. And he was given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. Sad but true, the Antichrist will make war against the saints and conquer them, and this will be on a worldwide scale. With the technologies that exist today, one can see how trying to hide from the Antichrist then will be almost impossible. Also, the prayers of the saints for deliverance from the Antichrist will not prevail then. This will be a test that the saints will have to face. Also, the Antichrist will be the world's leader at that point in time. Fact 6. The saints will either be killed or go into captivity. Revelation 13:10 says, if anyone is to go into captivity he will go. If anyone is to be killed with the sword he will be killed. This calls for patient endurance and faithfulness on the part of the saints. Especially the saints then, who face the Antichrist, will have to patiently endure persecutions and be faithful to God. The rapture will not save them from the Antichrist. Furthermore, if they take the mark of the beast, they will lose their salvation based on Revelation 14:9 through 12, which says, A third angel followed them and said in a loud voice, "If anyone worships the beast in his image and receives his mark on the forehead or on the hand, he too will drink of the wine of God's fury, which has been poured full strength into the cup of his wrath. He will be tormented with burning sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and of the Lamb, and the smoke of their torment rises forever and ever. There is no rest day or night for those who worship the beast and his image, or for anyone who receives the mark of his name. This calls for patient endurance on the part of the saints who obey God's commandments and remain faithful to Jesus." Fact 7. The Antichrist will have a man promoting his popularity and reign known as the false prophet. He will actually perform miraculous signs and deceive multitudes by his miracles. Revelation 13:14 says, "Because of the signs he was given power to do on behalf of the first beast, he deceived the inhabitants of the earth. He ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. Besides causing fire to come down from the sky, he will also cause a statue of the Antichrist to breathe and speak." Revelation 13:15 says, "He was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that it could speak and cause all who refuse to worship the image to be killed." Fact 8. The false prophet is the one who will force all people to receive the mark of the beast in order to buy or sell. That mark will be on the right hand or forehead of the recipients. That mark is also the same as the name of the beast or the number of his name. He also forced everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on his right hand or forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of his name. This calls for wisdom. If anyone has insight, let him calculate the number of the beast, for it's a man's number. His number is 666. Revelation 13:16 through 18. So is the mark of the beast out now in 2007? Absolutely not. How can we be sure? We can still buy and sell without any kind of mark on either our right hand or forehead. Furthermore, receiving the mark is also associated with worshiping the Antichrist or his statue, which also hasn't happened yet. Remember, the fate of the Antichrist. Both he and the false prophet will be thrown alive into the lake of burning sulfur. The Christ will defeat the Antichrist at the Battle of Armageddon. Then the Lord's 1,000-year reign on earth from Jerusalem will begin. God bless you.
Jesus told us to be faithful, even to the point of death, and he will give us a crown of life, and that he that overcomes will not be hurt at all by the second death. The second death is the lake of fire. We must avoid it at all costs. Your most valuable possession is not your car or your house or bank account. It's your eternal soul. Eternity is a long time, and Judgment Day is inevitable.